So what's your morning routine to make sure that you set your day up and you're living the life that you love in the body that you love to live in? Hi, I'm Reg Lenney. Everybody's always asking me, what's your morning routine? What's your daily routine? What type of a life are you living? It looks like you're traveling all over the world. You're in all these different places. You're working with all these people. What are you doing for yourself in order to make sure that you're living the life that you love in the body that you love to live in? If you look online to try to figure out what the routine is that most highly successful people use in order to live a very highly successful life, you're going to get thousands, if not millions, of different ideas and suggestions. Other people's beliefs, other people's routines, and other people's strategies. I'm going to share a little bit of my morning routine, and I'm going to explain how you can go about creating your own routine in order to create the life that you love in the body that you love to live in. And for me, it always starts the night before, yesterday. Before I wind down for the night, before I turn off the lights and prepare myself for a great night's sleep, I make sure that I've emptied my mind of all the things that I want to achieve tomorrow and that I need to achieve tomorrow. For me, there's always 4 things on my list. My wants to, my needs to, my have to, and then of course, there's my would like to. For me, the like to list is something that I would just like to do that really is just for me, that has nothing to do with anything else, has no real importance except for it would make me feel good if I could do at least one thing every day that I would just like to do just for me. So if you'd like to try this, I would suggest doing this just for 30 days, every night for 30 days. Just try this out and see how it works for you. The whole purpose of this is it allows you to clear your mind. There's all kinds of things that can stop you from having a great night's sleep, but one of the key things, one of the vital key points is having a clear mind. If you go to bed with a mind full of stuff, you're thinking all night long, oh, I gotta do this, and oh, I gotta remember to do that, and don't forget this, don't forget that, stress, and also worrying about yesterday, worrying about what happened, worry. So if you get these things out of your mind, using your journal to write things down, to clarify things that happened, you can also try to re-examine your day and to see what it is that if you've done something wrong, how could you have done that differently? To use errors and mistakes as a good learning example. I mean, there's no point going through difficult times if you don't learn from it. So when you write it down and you analyze, what could I have done different? That's a big help. This also is a really good opportunity for you to analyze yourself and to pay attention to your perception of things. You know, in the spur of the moment, it's quite easy to lose your temper or to make bad choices. But like I said, to learn from that is very powerful. So when you're writing these things down in your journal, you can take a look back, almost like watching a movie and think, you know, I could have done this a little bit different, or my perception of that maybe wasn't exactly what it was, because now you're able to see it from a calm, clear mind, and you can learn from those experiences. And so the next time you maybe are in that type of a situation, you'll be more aware of yourself and how you acted the last time, so that the next time in a similar situation, you can make better, different choices. This also gives you the opportunity to laugh at yourself. It's very powerful to laugh at yourself, to realize the mistakes that you've made or the personality type that you are. You know, I know for myself, a lot of times in the situation, you can see things one way, and then when you look back at it afterwards, oh man, you know, I should have done different, or I could have done that better. And you can't change the past, but you can change your feelings about it. And instead of beating yourself up and letting the past destroy you, you can make fun of yourself, laugh at yourself, and realize this is something that you needed to learn, and then move forward with it. And I promise you, when you start doing that, changing your perception of yourself, using your experiences as a very good learning example, when you clear that out of your mind before you go to bed at night, you are able to sleep like a baby, rather than spending the whole night stressed out, worried, beating yourself up, and being upset about what happened in the past. Okay, sorry about that. I spent a little longer on that than I wanted to, but sleep is vital, and if you're not allowing yourself to get good night's sleep, or you don't know the strategies and techniques to getting a good night's sleep, it's going to affect everything. Like one of my favorite sayings, everything affects everything. So if you're not getting a good night's sleep, the chances of you having a good morning, and a good day the following day are pretty slim. If you haven't written any of that stuff down, now is the time to do it. Prepare to be productive by one, journaling. Make sure you write down your wants, your needs to, your have to, and your like to. Remember to add you in there. It's all about you. This life is yours. So make sure you make your time clear. Journaling is also there to clear your mind and to reanalyze your choices and experiences of the day. Learn from your mistakes. That's your opportunity to learn and to also be aware of your perception of the world. How you see things drives your choices, and your choices will determine the type of day that you're having. Remember to have fun in your day. Life needs to be fun. When you can laugh at your life and laugh at yourself, everything becomes a whole lot better and your life is worth living. When you're in an enjoyable mental state, you can learn from your mistakes and leave them behind. Now, I haven't gotten into environment at all in this video, but I've spent a lot of time talking about environment and the importance of not having any electronics in your bedroom, and make sure you've got a lot of green leafy plants in there, so that you're breathing in clean, detoxified air all night when your body is in the most vulnerable state. This way, you're ensuring you're sleeping like a baby and waking up the next morning feeling awesome. When I wake up in the morning, I'm straight to the toilet. That's the first thing. After that is exercise. It's very slowly and gently waking my body up. Although I'm full of energy first thing in the morning, I still allow my body the opportunity to gently wake up because it's been dormant for at least 8 hours. So you want to move your body nice and slow first thing in the morning to avoid injuries. Now, I've put this little chart together that you can follow along. I've put a download below the video, so you can download this for free. It's just a little gift. And just follow this. It only takes a few minutes to go through this routine, and I promise you do that, you are going to set your day up for a fantastic start. Another great thing about this is you don't need any equipment and very little space, so you can do it at any time, anywhere, multiple times during a day. If you're feeling a little bit stressed, just do one set of these and you will feel completely different afterwards. Once I'm finished warming my body up and getting it ready for the day, I head straight to the kitchen to prepare my food for the day and also to do something called oil pulling. If you haven't heard of it yet, here's the website. Check it out. I'm using coconut oil today, and I switch between different types of oils, but on this website you'll see all kinds of different information. If for some reason you can't see the website address, it's just simply oilpulling.com. Now you'll see that I didn't say anything about drinking water or anything else first thing in the morning, which I know many of you are going to question, but the reality is oil pulling should be the first thing that you do in the morning, before you brush your teeth, before you drink water, before you do anything else. Oil pulling is number one thing that you do when you still have that funky taste in your mouth and it feels like you've been chewing on your pillow all night. I do oil pulling every morning for 20 minutes, usually while I'm making my breakfast. Now this morning I am making oatmeal. It's something that I really enjoy. It's one of my favorite breakfasts. I don't do it every morning, but this morning I am. And again, the thing about routines, I'm not really into routines, and I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. But this morning I'm doing oatmeal, and as you can see, the first thing I'm going to do is cut up some apples. I add 1 tablespoon of nutmeg and 1 big tablespoon, actually more than almost 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I'm going to give that a good stir so that there's no chunks or lumps in it. I then add in a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. You can play around with how much water you actually put in as well. I like my oatmeal a little bit more dry. Some people like it more wet, so depending on how you like your oatmeal, you can add more or less water into it. Now here's when I start getting more active. If I have time that I'm waiting around, either for the water to boil so I can start cooking my oatmeal, or if I'm waiting for a client, I'm on hold on the telephone, who knows what, where. If I'm sitting around waiting, I start doing something, and I keep my body active, whether it's lunges and squats or jumping push-ups. If I'm by myself or somewhere a little bit more private, or walking down the beach or wherever, I'll jump down and start doing some jumping push-ups. Now you can see these first ones that I'm doing, I'm not bending my arms very much at all, and that's because I'm first allowing my body to kind of warm up and get used to doing the exercise. Same with the lunges. You know, I'm very gentle with the first sets of anything that I do. I call it introducing my body to the exercise. It allows the body to get used to the movement that you're doing and eliminates the chance, or not eliminates, but really reduces the chance of getting injured before you really start getting into it. But my goal is to do 250 jumping push-ups a day. I figure I wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning. By the time I'm doing this now, this routine is about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I go to bed around 10 o'clock at night. So that gives me approximately 14 hours or so of waking hours to exercise. And because I incorporate that into my entire daily routine, I'm able to just keep active and moving all day. So instead of booking off an hour or 2 hours to go to the gym and waste that time in a gym, I find I'm far more productive. I've got way more energy, and I can do these anytime, anywhere, without wasting any time. I call it being efficient during my waiting time. Now you may also notice with the jumping push-ups and the lunges and the squats that I'm doing, I'm right up on my tiptoes. I don't put my heels on the floor for the first few sets because, again, I'm warming up the muscle, and also I'm really engaging the calf muscles. So you're kind of using as many muscles as possible. And then you'll see in a couple of minutes where I start putting my heels down and changing things up a little bit. Now here's something to be very aware of. As you can see, I've got my mouth full of oil because I'm still oil pulling at this point. So you want to be aware that you're not doing too much exercise so that you can't breathe as well. You need to be able to breathe while you're doing the exercises, and breathing through your nose only because you've got your mouth closed full of oil. So morning time, you got to be aware of that. And I don't really get overburdened with exactly how many I'm doing. With the jumping push-ups, I average 15 sets of 15 to 20. With the lunges, those type of things. I mean, if I'm going to the bathroom, between the kitchen and the bathroom, I'll do lunges along the way. Am I counting them? No, I just do lunges until I get to the bathroom, and then sometimes I'll do lunges or jumping push-ups or something on the way back. So this type of a thing is very efficient, and it helps your body to be active. It really gives you a lot more energy and helps you to feel much better during the day. So in the couple of minutes that I'm doing the exercises, that gives the water a chance to warm up. And by the time it's almost boiling, then I can put in the apples. And I also put in a handful of nuts and seeds and all kinds of mixed stuff that I like to have in my oatmeal as well. And I give that a few minutes to cook just on its own, the nuts, the seeds, and the apples, because they take a little bit longer to soften up than the oatmeal does. So I let that cook, and while I'm letting that cook, what do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to do a few more exercises. So this time I'm just going to do push-ups only because I'm still a bit out of breath from the jumping push-ups. I'm going to do a wide one. You can see that I'm full range of motion now. I'm leading with the chest and kind of my chin. I almost touch my chin to the floor. I'll do 5 to 7 wide ones, and then I like to move my hands right in so I've got one thumb on top of the other. Keep the elbows very close to the body. And same thing, I'll just do 5 to 7 of those, and then maybe go really wide, get the hands out as wide as you can. And you notice that I've got my bum kind of stuck up in the air, and I'm leading with the chest. This time with the wide ones, I've got my head back and up a little bit. I get the chest right to the floor. And then these ones start engaging different muscles. Now you can see that I've got my heels right on the floor now. So now I'm starting to incorporate stretching with the movements. See, I bring my head right down, and then when I come up, bum is up as high as it can go, and shoulders are way back. So now I've just done 4 different types of push-ups there, and then right back into doing some squats. So you just do a few sets of those, go back and check the food again. Now that I've got a good boil going on, now you can add the oatmeal. So that's given it, I don't know, a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes for the apples, the nuts, the seeds, the raisins, the goji berries, whatever else that I've put in there to soften up and cook a bit. And I also like to add a good heaping, overflowing tablespoonful of chia seeds. and give it a little bit of a stir just to mix things in. I keep stirring every time I put one or two ingredients in, just so I don't end up with big chunks and lumps in it. And then I like to add in one of my favorite superfoods, hemp seeds, also hemp hearts. I love them. And I put lots in, pretty much everything. Doesn't matter if I'm making soups or salads or oatmeal or chilies or whatever. I put hemp seeds and hemp hearts in almost everything. Then I'll let that just simmer and cook on a very low temperature. Turn your thing down as low as you possibly can. Let that cook for probably a good 10 minutes. And then when you come back, it'll be all done. Now, don't worry if it's all stuck to the bottom when you come back, because like I said, if you like your oatmeal dry like I do, there's going to be a layer that's going to be stuck to the bottom of the pan, but don't worry about that. It will come off easy when you just let it soak. And now it's time to get rid of the oil that's in your mouth. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, never, never, never put the oil down the drain, flush down the toilet, that kind of thing, because oil, as you know, when it gets cold or cool, it starts to clog up or it gets thick. So if you're putting it down the drain, down the toilet, it can damage your piping. So always throw it in the garbage. Okay, and the oatmeal is ready. So you can see I've got quite a good sized bowl. It's not a huge bowl, it doesn't look very big, but when you scoop enough out for one person, you can see that I've filled up a second bowl, and the first bowl, the yellow bowl, is still almost full. So again, being efficient, I have enough food here for 4 to 6 people, or to last me at least 4 days or so, depending on if I eat it as a snack during the afternoon. Sometimes I will put it into like a baking pan and put it in the freezer and make myself some munchy bars that I can eat on during the day. Now, to finish the oatmeal off, I've added some frozen blueberries this morning. I always buy as much of my fruit as I can fresh. I wash it, clean it, and then freeze it. This morning with the blueberries, that's all I'm going to have, but I like mixing my fruits as well. Mango, peaches, plums, apricots, all kinds of different fruit. I love fruit, so I'll put all kinds of different fruit in my oatmeal in the morning. And then, of course, it's soaking the pan. I leave that soak so that all the stuff that's stuck to the bottom of the pan comes off nice and easy. And now that I've spit out the oil, I'm going to hydrate my body. And I do that with coconut water, 100% pure organic coconut water. I drink, well, probably 4 to 6 liters of this a day at least. I also do a shake in the morning with my super greens, again, my super hemp, and the chai seeds. Now, again, you can mix this up. You can do whatever you know, these are kind of my core ingredients that I always put in, but there's other things that you can add into it as well. I've got a really great little book. If you've taken one of my courses, you would have gotten a download of the booklets with the different juices and protein shakes and different things that I like to make. Or you can just check online. There's hundreds or thousands of different recipes that you can make. Do your best to be aware of the ingredients that you're putting in, that it's organic, you know, cold pressed. You don't want stuff with a bunch of extra stuff in it. So if you're getting chai seeds, just get chai seeds. Don't get chai and something else, or whatever, the hemp and something. Just keep your ingredients as pure and natural as possible. And of course, I mix mine with coconut water. Give it a good shake, and I take that along with me and sip on that during my breakfast. Now, if you've heard me in any of my public talks or read my book or anything, I talk about the importance of environment and how you feel while you're eating. Now, I never rush my meals, never. I like to eat slow, I like to chew, I like to really take my time and enjoy the environment. Now, because I'm up so early, the sun's not quite up yet, and neither is anybody else. So I get this beautiful view to myself. It's super quiet, it's very calm, and I can sit there in peace doing my gratitude lists, going through the things that I have planned for the day, getting myself organized and warmed up and ready for the day. And it's just a very calm, relaxing, nice way to start the day without any stress or pressure. If you've got children, if you've got guests, if you've got family, get up earlier. It's absolutely worth it to spend this time on your own. I promise you. Make the effort to spend some time on your own first thing in the morning, and the rest of your day is going to be a whole lot better. So I take my time, enjoy my breakfast with a beautiful view, and then of course it's swim time. One of my favorite things about living beside the water is the sound of the ocean crashing up against the cliffs. I'm so grateful for that sound. I find it so relaxing first thing in the morning and while I'm winding down at night as well. Life, it's all about doing what you enjoy and enjoying what you do. I've written BU, 10 Vital Keys to Living an Extraordinary Life, in order to help you create your own routines. And if you follow the 10 vital keys that are laid out in there, it makes it quite easy to understand how to create the routine that's right for you, that fits into your lifestyle. But if you'd like a little bit of assistance and guidance and support to create your routine, well, that's where I come in. That's my passion and what I've been doing since 1986. Feel free to contact me, and I would be happy and honored to guide and support you through creating the life you love in the body you love to live in.